Right.
And it was just one of I have people that we good, but we good from a distance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then you got good, we good up close and personal.
No, this how it be. I mean, even though I'm much younger, I still, I had the same experience. It's like you, and I still got my partner, my day one. You know what I'm saying? But I only got one, and then along the way, you start to, the universe is gonna kind of like shift, and there's gonna be people that's, as you grow, the people that's supposed to be in your life at that time, based on your growth, you're gonna gravitate more towards them. So I believe in, if you and somebody has been together and been friends for so many years, that means y'all, in a sense, growing together. Yeah. If that makes sense,
yeah,
right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I believe in the fact that, with real friendship, you accept the good and the bad,
Mm-hmm.
Chris know my bad, I know his bad, but I also know that, when it comes down to it, I know Chris good. I know that when I need to talk to somebody, I know he gonna listen. Mm-hmm. He gonna put his input in it, but he gonna listen. He gonna give you his 100 or what he think or what he feel. And I like that. And then Chris is loyal. He, and I love, that's one of my biggest things, being loyal. I'm gonna be there for him. I'm gonna be there for him regardless of anything else, and I'm assuming he gonna be there for me.
Right.
I am with you, man, good or bad. I'm gonna always be there for you guys. So that's just me. That's my biggest thing. Until God take my breath, I'm gonna be here. So that's just
right,
me. And that's important to me.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. Chris always been there. Chris, through all the stuff I done seen y'all get into, like me and Chris didn't got into it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I don't, of course, man, brothers gonna fight, but I can say that it's not been too many times where I done actually got it. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I done got into it with friends, not on no big rah-rah, but I didn't, we done had a few mishaps and we fell out for years, like 3-4 years at a time. But that's why I always gravitated toward more older people, because it's like we can talk it out. Like I was always able to talk it out with people that I felt like was on the same level with me.
Yeah.
And then the fallouts really don't, if we fall out about something, it's face to face with it. Like it's just something that we maybe had an understanding with, and then we able to say, anytime somebody able to say they apologize for something, or they just willing to talk to me face to face, I can respect it.
That's just part of growing up.
And then
you got to face whatever you're going through. Once you face it, then the complications should be suspended.
And also too, I want to give him some credit. As much as me, you stubborn, and our recent thing, it was him that constantly kept, y'all do this.
Do that.
He got on my nerves. I wanted to kick his butt one time. He just got on my nerves. He said,
"But you can't."
Whatever, Chris. But like I said, he stayed with the fact that y'all need to you need to do this. Come on, man. And I'm talking about consistently. And now I look back on it, I appreciate him for it, because the simple fact is he stayed more on it, because I was just trying to get out of my head, and he was like, man, it's your brother. Every time I saw him, he said that, and I love him for it, because that's why I say Chris is loyal, and I love that about him. So yeah, that's.
And I just told you what the last thing I told you, nigga, quit coming through me to talk to your brother.
But I wasn't doing it, Chris. You was the one that kept,
Because guess what?
Yeah, you was doing it, and like I said,
I have, even outside of y'all, even though y'all know I do anything for y'all, I do anything for anybody. If I'm able to do something, it's just as simple as a talk.
Right.
You know what I mean? Listen to some people get their stubbornness, get the best of their emotions.
Yeah.
And so for me, I think that's all I'm trying to do. Let your stubbornness go. You let your ego go.
Right.
And do what's the right thing to do.
True.
Right.
Sometimes you have to just, hey man, look, I'm sorry.
Right. I mean, but so here's the thing with me and my brother, right? And I think we got this in common. Now I ain't gonna just say him. I'm gonna say a few people that I know. When you don't know exactly what you done fill out for, or when you feel like it was so petty, sometimes, and I done been in a situation where, okay, I had a disagreement with somebody, I was wrong. Now this is back in the day. Like now, I go ahead and address it so I can hurry up and get up out the doghouse. Like I don't like carrying around guilt, right? But if I know I did something or said something to somebody and I felt like they took it the wrong way, and I'm not justified in doing and saying what I did, yes, I got to go to that person, go ahead and make that right, right? Yeah. A lot of times I may not necessarily know what that person's mad at me about. You know what I'm saying? But now in this phase of my life, if anybody if I'm not talking to somebody or somebody got like a situation with me, and I'm just this ain't saying I don't do anything wrong. Most of the time, it's something somebody did to me. Now I'm only saying this because I try my best now mentally not to wrong nobody. Because and I'm like, ain't nobody got to tell me, E, you need to go back. I'm gonna do it in I'm gonna go to you and I'm gonna apologize or I'm gonna make it right. Every day, every single day, you know what I'm saying, that like me and my brother wasn't talking. I mean, it was going on 2 years. That's the longest me and him ever went without talking. Definitely I felt some type of way about that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, just like my best friend. Like we ain't, we really ain't never had no falling out to where we didn't talk. Like we done fell out before. Like why we ain't talking? You feel what I'm saying? So, but I felt like Chris was gonna be that middleman or that catalyst for us to be able to bridge that gap. But we here now. We got it all out the way. You know what I'm saying?
Not to cut you off.
Go ahead.
Quick question.
Oh, you gonna ask me a question?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm listening.
Not to be funny. Have you learned that, or not? Well, you can say learned or realized that you basically, have you learned that you can't get upset over another person's opinion about anything? Opinion, or like you said, you don't know what the fallout was for.
I know what it was for.
You got an idea. I'm just not putting that out there, but I'm just saying, if
from his perspective,
exactly. If I don't know, does that make you more intense or more angry, as opposed to knowing, or does it make you more angry when the person doesn't tell you?
It makes me feel some type of way if me and that person knows what exactly happened, but it's not being addressed that way. It's just like if I did something, if we have an issue and you did something to me, mm-hmm. You're mad at me for being mad at you.
Exactly. That's right? What I'm asking. It's like, what are you mad for? You can't get mad because you made me mad.
You can't speak on people's feelings, though.
No, that was what I was asking. That's all.
I'm saying
exactly. That was so.
For whatever reason, I'm mad at something. The best thing for us to do is to talk about communication.
And there it is. So that was my point I was getting at. How can you get bad at something that you don't understand? You don't know. So then, it's like, why get mad about it?
I mean, honestly, I get you on that point.
That's what I was talking about. And
my point, and I don't want to harp on this for too long, because we won't talk about some other things.
I wasn't talking about that anyway. I was just asking the question.
My point is, and I'm a big fan of, as black men, we have issues from what I'm learning that we don't communicate and we don't put our actual feelings into what we're feeling and thinking.
You're good on that
to people, just individuals. So with that, I'm at a point now in my life at 53 that that as far as for me, it'll never happen again. You know why? Because regardless to good, bad, or ugly, I should be able. I'm gonna call him and talk to him, and I'm gonna hope he's gonna talk to me. And if he's mad at me, I'm gonna let him know when you want to talk. Just come holler at me.
I wasn't talking about.
I'm referring to stuff though. But I'm saying though, that's where I'm at now. I want to talk about everything with my loved ones, regardless to good, bad, or ugly, because I'm man enough to feel like if you feel like
That is right there. That is right there. These men have to have a conversation.
I would be able to say, Eric, you know what? If you feel this way, I apologize to you, bro. And I won't try to do that again. I'm gonna try to do my best not to do that again. And we can go along.
And I think here's the thing. We're still learning about each other because as we, nobody actually is supposed to stay the same.
No.
If everything's around you is, changing and growing, you're supposed to grow, right? So it's certain things that it's like, as the older I get, there's things that I feel less and less, like I care less and less about. Mm-hmm. There's certain things I care more about.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So it's like now, it's almost like, sometimes how you can feel I'm gonna say feel because anytime, and I always choose my words wisely. Mm-hmm. I'm saying feeling, and my feeling has no merit. Like it don't matter how I feel, but I'm entitled to how I feel, right? Yeah. So you can feel like somebody is maybe treating you based off who you used to be or who they know you for. As time go on, you start realizing, like it's almost like I want to have a conversation about it, but you don't feel like you should be the person that initiated if you wasn't the cause of us having. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So at the same time, you thinking I'm mad, because I remember you saying it a few times. Eric mad at me. I wasn't mad at you. I know you're mad at me based off how the whole thing happened. And I was trying to get you to understand something, because at the end of the day, and I'm going to just say this, at the end of the day, if I know me and you maybe we may have a commitment to something, but you have something that's important to come up, and you're we're not bound to it, we're not entitled, like we're not tied into it, we ain't got no, man, if something came up, I gotta do this, man, take care of your business, I understand, like that. And again, we can feel you're entitled to feel how you feel, but the number one thing that's on my list is understanding. Ain't no way in the world I'm finna tell anybody that I love to choose me over them, especially when they know it's something important they have to do. Okay, man, take care of your business. We'll just do this another time, or this, that, and the other. Not to go in too much detail, but we just had a misunderstanding, just like any other family member have, to where your lack of understanding each other gets in the way of how you communicate with each other. So we could have handled it a whole lot better had we understood what we were saying at the time, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah. It's like, I want to be heard more than I want to listen to the next.
No, I want to be understood.
But you can't understand if you don't listen.
Right. But and it's like you listening it's like hearing and listening, right?
I'm hearing you, but I'm not understanding.
But you're not listening to me. All you heard was
what you wanted.
All you heard was, I'm not gonna do this, or I'm not gonna be able to do this, or whatever it is that you felt some type of way about. That's all you heard. But your understanding didn't come in as it pertains to what's more important to me at that time. What's up? Oh, I thought you were gonna say something.
I couldn't find the water. Can we move some more topics, man?
Yeah. No, we good on that. So listen, so Dre, now this is the crazy part about when I actually met Dre. Dre had just not too long ago got this was years ago, but he had got shot. I was like 14, right? Yeah. 14. Yeah. A few months prior to that, Dre had got shot, right? So when I seen him, you don't remember this, but you came in, you was limping, you was holding yourself. Like, damn, did he get shot yesterday? And they came in limping. So we had Pop's house. He come in limping. He big as hell. I ain't like, man, nigga look just like me, but he big as hell. And he got shot. So, but I could have lost the brother before I even got a chance to meet him. So I just want you to actually go through, take us through that moment when you got shot. How it happened, what you felt like what had happened, and what actually changed. What changed about you after that actually happened.
Before that, I got one question.
What's up?
Was that when I finally saw you when you got to the hospital and your dad's house we went to? Is this Eric that was over there?
Yeah, that's Eric. Yeah, that was Eric.
You don't remember that, do you?
I don't remember what.
I was with Dre when we came over there.
I thought Lethal was with you.
No.
Oh man, Lee
No,
with you.
no, Chris.
Chris,
I'm
talking about the first
first time I met. Yeah.
went to your
First
dad's
time I
house.
met Eric.
It was
And
the
that
next
was
time.
actually was that.
Yeah.
That was actually was that
Yeah.
same big guy.
Because I remember Lita was kind of holding him up,
Yeah.
helping him to the couch.
Yeah.
He didn't tell me he was shot, but anyway, go ahead.
Oh man, we never even going there because I remember none of y'all came to see me.
Cause nobody knew.
Ron Terry knew.
Hold on, get it.
Talk your story, guy.
Yeah, what actually, and how many times did you get shot? Too?
I can't hear him.
Hold on a
A
second.
couple times.
Hello? Yeah, okay. I got shot 4 times. I was, the story is I was out for age doing, it was about 1:30, 2 o'clock, doing dirt, you know, real talk. I was 27 and just doing dirt out there, doing what I do. Lisa had, and this is how old this was, Lisa had beat me. I had a beeper. And I stopped at a payphone right there when you get off Watkins apartment right there on Watkins Manor. It's a service station right there. I'll never forget it. I stopped there, dialed her number. She picked the phone and all I heard her say was hello. And the guy put the gun in the back of my head and said, drop the phone, you finna die tonight. She heard everything. And I dropped the phone. He said, come on around this little pavement right there. The phone was right there. He said, lay down, I need your jewelry and your wallet. I said, I can't take it off. But my handler said he got on top of me and he put the gun beside my face and was trying to take all my jewelry. That's when I jumped up and I started hitting him. Mind you, I'm just hitting. I didn't think about the gun. And he kept trying to go down the ground. I picked him back up. Not thinking that he was trying to get the gun to shoot me. He finally got down to the gun and came up and I heard it. I actually heard the shots but never felt nothing. So I heard pop, 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 pop. Then he started running, and I tried to chase him. And then I realized I'm moving in slow motion, and he's taking off. And I look down, and I see that my whole T-shirt was.
So hold on. So when you say so y'all scrambling for the gun?
No, I'm hitting him. I ain't thinking about no more gun. He was trying to get down to the gun.
Right.
I'm hitting him. I'm picking him back up, hitting him. He was just trying to get the gun. And when he finally got to the gun, he jumped. He came up and shot me 4 times, and he ran.
And you didn't know you were shot?
Didn't know I was shot until I was trying to chase him and realized I'm going slow and look down and all this is bloody.
Right.
And I was like, wow, he shot me. So instead of me running toward him, I came back around. Mind you, phone still hanging. Lisa said she still heard everything. I went past the phone and I knocked on the window at the service station and told the lady to call 911. She looks up, see me bloody. She started hollering. Like, hey, I'm finna go into my spiritual thing of this. I tell everybody the story. So. I turn around, and at the time, I think Jasmine and Jasmine, Mimi, and Deb were like little kids, like 3, 4. And all I could think about in my given time was that I'm not going to be there to raise them, and they're going to have no dad. Like, I didn't have one at the time, so
Right.
I started getting real sleepy. I just wanted to go to sleep, close my eyes, go to sleep. But at that given time, when I was thinking about closing my eyes, go to sleep, I couldn't raise his arm because this is where I got shot at, right here in his arm. This light was coming down. I'm talking about bright. Like it was 2 a.m, but this light was so bright, like the sun coming down in my face. And in my head, I thought it was a little boy on a bike coming down. And he was as he was coming down, he was saying my name, Andre, you're gonna be okay. This is not your time. And I couldn't talk. Every time my mouth blood would come out, I just shook my head. And he got right here beside me, and I had to hold my hand like this here. Because I couldn't look him in his face, it was too bright. And he kept saying, you're going to be okay, Andre, this is not your time. And the ambulance on their way. I'm saying to myself, how can you know this? Because you ain't nobody calling the ambulance. But lo and behold, I look up this way, I see them red lights coming to me. And he was like, I told you, they're here. And they got right there. I looked, moved my hand, he was gone. But he kept me up from going to sleep because they said I would have bled out if I closed my eyes and sleep. And when they got me, they asked me what my name was. I did a sign language. I spelled my name out, and all they got was Andre. Mind you, the phone was still, so she heard everything.
This a payphone?
Payphone, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Still connected to Lisa?
Yeah. So I think she called the men when they brought me in and stuff. So that's how she called my mom. I guess that's how the whole thing went. And they had to do surgery because I still got strapped. I still got bullets, fragments in my lungs. They was able to. And the doctor hotel when I woke up told me that if it had went another half an inch, it would have hit my heart.
Yeah.
But it didn't. So he was like, "You lucky." And as I always said, "No, it just went my time. I was blessed." So that's the whole story right there.
So let me ask you this. when you got so that white light that's real.
For me.
So what were you going? Were you like going unconscious?
I was in and out. Like I wanted to just go to sleep and stuff. But as I told you, that light, that person, whoever that was coming to me.
Right.
And it was so bright I couldn't see. I couldn't see into it. I had to cover the brightness of this hand right here because I couldn't lift this hand up. Mm-hmm. And like I say, I'm not never been the most spiritual person, but that was, people say you hallucinate things or whatever. That to me was not a hallucination. It was real. And I said, God. So this person spoke to me. And in my head, I always think there was a little boy. I don't know why I keep saying on the bike, but that's in my mind what I thought.
Right.
And he was saying that you're going to be okay, Andre. It's not your time. You got things to do. And the ambulance is on their way. I remember that conversation. Mind you, I couldn't ever speak back. I just kept shaking my head and he kept me up from going to sleep. Because I was told if I had to go to sleep, I would have just bled out. Mm-hmm. And I didn't. So he obviously knew what was going to happen. And yeah, so that's what my understanding of what that was. So go ahead, Chris.
Wow. I just have one question. I've been meaning to ask you this question. I don't know if I ever have, or if not. With that incident, did you have a different aspect on the look of life or what you want to do? Or did it change your aspect of life? Or it just like, wow, shock, what am I supposed to do? How do I get over this?
It did. And honestly, it wasn't, I'm not going to separate front because I don't do that. It changed me to a point where that's why I went, let's get married and da-da-da-da. But now knowing where I'm at now, I know that marriage, it takes a whole lot for marriage. It don't just take no sporadic thing in your life that happen and you want to get married and settle down, because if it's not in your head, in your own head to settle down and do this, some sudden thing in your life to change ain't gonna make it happen. Because I still want to get back out there and hang with your stuff.
What we used to do.
Yeah. And see, my thing is the shooting. It took a lot more for my stubborn butt to realize that you need to slow down. It slowed me up, but it didn't stop me.
Self-confidence of this, or do I need to do this, or do I need to live a certain way?
Yeah, I need to move different.
Pay attention to what goes on.
Yeah, it did do that. It started making me realize, stop taking life for granted. Stop taking stuff from my surroundings for granted. And I had to start peeping stuff back. Like you just said, when I'm anywhere now, I'm looking at everything around me. See, if I had stopped being so relaxed and jumped on the phone, I would have noticed that cat that was back there,
There were different days you had to stop at a payphone.
Yeah. But it just made me see my surroundings better and just notice everything around me, man. Because life is so precious. It can snap you in a heartbeat. Before witness was speaking to. I ain't gonna put him on camera though, but he just said something earlier. Sean was saying how certain things happen that he got from one place to another. He don't even remember it. Mm-hmm. And when I heard that, I was like, man, it's crazy, but to me it's a blessing because anything could have happened to Sean. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So for the fact he's here, that means that it was not meant for Sean to not be here. It means it was meant for him to be here.
And we had plenty of them nights like, dude, what happened?
Yeah.
We wake up in the next morning like, dude, what happened last night? I don't remember. We had fun though.
But it's scary because it's like
exactly.
I did it. Like it's
exactly.
You wake up. You be like, how did I? I used to actually fall asleep at the wheel all the time because I never got no sleep. Working 3 jobs and never getting no sleep and trying to go like from one side of town to the next with no sleep. And I remember one time, and I don't just real quick, my car. I fell asleep and I was getting off, I think, the Mount Moriah exit, trying to merge into traffic. And it was an 18-wheeler, and half my car was under the truck. So I just so happened to miss that tire and that tire. And I woke up and I was damn near under the truck. Swear it out the way. But I got so many busted tires and, constantly falling asleep at the wheel. But it's been nights where you be so drunk or out of it.
And
you get somewhere and you wake up in your driveway and you don't know how you got there, but you know anything could have happened.
Yeah, exactly. And then have you ever noticed when you do run into that instance, you sober?
Yeah. It's sober you right up.
Instantly, if you have hit a curb or a parked car, had a near accident, soon it happens, everything, whatever inebriation you have, dude, you instantly wakes up. I'm like, I'm snapped back. But when you get home, it's a different story.
Real quick, going back to him and when you got shot. Did you think you was gonna die?
Yeah. Yeah. But and that's also let me realize, and this is gonna sound crazy too, but I'm not scared of death. You know how some people are, when it was coming down on me, all I thought about was my children. All I thought about was my them not having a father. But the fact of just dying, even though I know I wasn't living nowhere near right, I wasn't scared of it though. If it just come on. But I've heard about people who cried for that. I don't think that'll be me. Mm-hmm. I mean, whatever gonna happen, I'm mentally ready to say that I'm willing to accept it. I was mentally ready then, even though I wasn't living the best life. But was I scared? No, but I did think I was gonna die. Yeah.
Right. Man, that's crazy. I've never. I got partners that tell me. I was actually my partner that was supposed to be here today. He was gonna talk about when he got shot. He didn't he wasn't able to come. But I was supposed to be with him that night when he got shot. He got shot on Christmas. 2 years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years, 2 years ago. And they shot. I was supposed to have been riding with him and everything, and they shot the side of his car. So the passenger side, that was supposed to be me.
I wonder what all the bullets in.
Man, they hit him up on the expressway. He swerved off, and it just so happened to be somebody that helped him because I think he actually passed out. And he woke up. I went to go see him in the hospital. He was still, he had tubes all in his mouth and all that. But I was like, man, that was, and I don't like it. I say it could have been me, even though it was him. But it's like, I mean, I literally made a conscious decision not to go with him that night. And I had been with him like 2 weeks straight because we hadn't seen each other in a while. And we were just kicking it every day, all the way up to the end. And that night, I just decided not to go.
And you ever realize that some of your best decision is a decision that you was undecided about?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of times it's your first mind. You don't even think. You think with your gut first. And then, at some point you start thinking with your mind. But your gut is your first mind. And I went with my gut. You know what I'm saying? But that was a crazy moment in my life. But I was grateful that he was still here. I wanted to get into something else, man, real quick. Now, I don't have any kids. I got a bunch of nieces, nephews just running around. Most of them are already grown. Got another niece, my brother's daughter, and she just had a baby, and she's about to have another baby. And it's just like I got a lot of nieces, but I don't have any kids. And I got brothers here that have girls. Dre has 5 girls? Yeah. Chris has a girl. Sean has a girl. Let me ask y'all a question. I'm gonna start with Dre. Dre, and you got one boy. What's the difference between raising a gang full of girls and having a boy? What's the difference between what difference did you see that was in you raising a boy versus a girl?
The difference?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
And hold on, before you say, this man has the smartest, most intellectual kids, as dumb as he. No, I'm just playing. No. We got some good genes, man. We some smart people, but his daughters are geniuses. Mm-hmm. Like I gotta get it to all my nieces.
He did go to Central.
He did
go to Central.
What high school did you graduate from, bro?
Let me make sure I clear this up now. Mm-hmm. So I went to Central, but I graduated from Hamilton. So
that's exactly. Right. So you just went to get the what's the name, the honors thing under your belt. No. But I came out of east side.
I don't even.
I don't cut y'all. Keep going.
Hold on. Where you go?
I went east. Straight on.
Oh, okay. All right.
Anything on the 3.0, you got kicked out.
Oh God. Let me answer that question, please.
Go ahead.
That's a good question, man. The difference between raising daughters and a son, as far as for me, when you raising young ladies, and from a man's perspective, you gotta look at them as I would say, princesses. You get on them when they're. My thing was I never sugarcoated anything with my kids. I always kept it 100. My kids kind of thought that I was mean. I was the disciplinary one. And that was back then it was good. I'm not a firm believer in being friends with your children. I'm not your friend. To me, I think that type of parenting brings up problems as they grow up. I am here to guide you through what I've went through. Now, I'm not saying that I'm a perfect parent. I was far from it. But the stuff that I went through, I try to instill in them not to go through what I went through and try to make better for them. So with girls, it was real touch and go with them because, like I said, my mom was tough on us, but my mom, she had all boys, so it was rough. I couldn't be rough with them. I let their mama maintain certain things, but I always had to be the one that when they got wrong or did something wrong, I was always called in. And then, even then, I got 5 daughters. I've only whooped, and I know this is gonna sound bad, I've only spanked 2 of them. And even then, I only did it once to each. Because the other ones, like Mimi, she hear my voice, it was like, oh no. And them same ones I instilled in about the education, they have went on to get their masters. They went on, and they're doing well in life. But it's the fact that they didn't have no father they could talk to me. They come over and hang out with me now. I look at them as my babies. They still don't have their dad, but now we can be friends in a sense. Because the reason why I say we can be friends is because they're grown now, and I want them to be comfortable to come and talk to me about anything, and they do. But they don't talk about everything because there's certain things they know not to go too far with and stuff. But with that, I still want my girls to be able to come over here and if there's a problem, come talk to your dad. If you need me, I'm gonna always be there. But with Desmond, it was totally different. I was hard on my son because that's my boy, and that was gonna be my namesake. And when he did something, I was always there. But it was things I regret. I wasn't there for him emotionally for him. Like one time, David told me this story, and I know he may be upset. I just put his out, but I'm gonna say it anyway. He was playing football and he scored a touchdown, and instead of me cheering him on, I criticized him about what he could have done better. One of my worst mistakes ever, because to this day he balled it up one time, and he told me that made him not even want to play football no more. And when he told me this some years back, 4 or 5 years back, and every time I think about it, I want to cry.
He did score a touchdown.
Yes, but I criticized him.
You didn't give him no props. You just straight criticized him.
Criticized him, yes.
What was the crit? What'd you tell him?
I can't remember exactly. There's a quote word for word. I can't remember exactly. But he didn't lie on me.
But he held on to that.
Yeah, he held on to him. He said that's the reason why he stopped playing football. Go ahead, Chris.
That sounds familiar.
Well, everybody has their difference in their race. My daughter, I'm wrapped around her finger, but I have a daughter that I know and I can trust that she's not going to do anything. My son is the same way. And I'm going to get back to my daughter. My son plays football. And there's a such thing called constructive criticism.
Yeah.
If you explain what you're talking about, yeah, he scored a touchdown. My boy had 4 sacks in the game, in the first half of the game. You know what I did? I smacked him upside the head. You should have had 6. Everybody not gonna react the same as other people's that you would want them to. And when you speaking upon that, it kind of gave me the vibes that don't live through your children. I had to slow down on that. I used to get on the coaches and everything. I didn't ask my boy to play football. He came to me and asked me could he play. Cool. That made me happy because he wanted to play. I'm out there. I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna. The first year, don't get me wrong. I found myself
living through them.
Not living through them, but want to tell the coaches what to do.
Yeah.
Not realize I'm a coach myself on a higher level, and I don't want the parents come telling me what to do or other people. So I learned how to back down off of that. And like you said, with the girls, my daughter.
Yeah.
It's a difference. It's people, as a parent, you would want your kids to be better than you, but unfortunately, you have to treat the girl different than the boys.
Yeah.
It's an unfortunate situation because I can hit my boy in the chest. I can't hit my daughter in the chest.
Right.
When they mess up.
True.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to deal with it accordingly as the way you raised them.
So my girl, she has 2 girls, and a whole lot of it's just girls. It's same situation. So I'm still dealing with the girl. I'm used to. I'm good with, hey man, you know, because I used to be in the streets. I used to do ministry and stuff like that, and mentor young guys. I'm used to being around like young guys because I can, just like you said,
Relate
I can,
more.
yeah, I can relate more. But I can. It's a hard kind of discipline as opposed to a girl. You know, you got to be a little softer, and I don't know how to do it.
Well, I'm not gonna say it's softer. It's a more stern way without being physical, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I can be physical with the boy, but I have to be stern with the girl.
Right. All right, so let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all believe in this, or do y'all agree with this? Do you believe that a man can't raise a girl and a woman can't raise a boy? Rather than a woman, hold on, but a woman can love a boy, but a man has to raise him up to be a man, and vice versa. Do you agree to disagree first?
It's crazy you asked that question. Cause we had this conversation at work. Young fellows going through it. Mm-hmm. This is my opinion. Just my opinion, not to offend anyone.
So this is your opinion?
My opinion.
Okay.
I'm not speaking facts.
Okay.
But the facts can correlate to my opinion.
It's a universal thought, man. So it's
Go.
There's no wrong answer.
I'll put it like this right here. Can a woman raise a man? No.
Okay.
No. Because she can't teach him how to tie a tie.
Right.
She can't teach him what socks to wear with a pair of shoes. She can't teach him how to go out there and get along with corporate work.
Right.
School can, another man can. My daughter, I can teach her how to tie a tie and change a tire. Does that make her less of a woman because she know how to change a tire?
No.
But guess what? I can't teach her how to run a household. I can teach my son how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So can a woman, and I don't take anything from single women because single women have done a great job all throughout the years. But there's some things that I believe, my opinion, that single woman cannot teach a man.
Right.
You can't grow and you can't teach a man how to be a man. The single woman is gonna teach a man how to be the man she wish she had.
There you go. Yeah.
That's
my
my opinion.
So I agree and I disagree. But I disagree because I was raised by a single woman and a single, them two people right there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's many props.
Don't get me wrong. It takes a man to show another man how to be a man when you are a man.
When you are a man.
Just because your gender is because you're a male don't make you no man. And when I say that, that means that it could be a man in the house along with that woman, but he ain't showing his boy how to be a real man. He's just there.
Yeah.
So she doing all the work, so he's still being raised by a single woman with a man present. So I'm gonna say
that's basically you being that woman is raising two men,
yes,
a young
exactly.
and old man.
My mother and grandmother raised me, and I can say some good quality they gave me, whereas you respect women more when you're being raised by one. You also, like you said, right, a household should be ran, but just like you said, Chris, if it was vice versa, if I was a girl, a man can't show. Well, as far as I know, I can't show no woman how to change a tampon to be no woman. So basically, it takes two to make that child be all around. So can they do it? You can do it, but that child's gonna be less of a. It won't know how to do certain things because this person was there, but they know how to do other things because other people were there.
Can I say something?
Go ahead, Sean. I've been waiting for you to say something anyway. Go ahead.
Always.
I knew he was gonna want to go. Go ahead.
No, a dumb bitch can't raise a boy.
Oh.
Nah, go ahead. Say.
A dumb bitch can't raise a boy. A woman can. A woman. I was raised by a single mother.
That's good.
He was too. He was too. We all turned out nice. But a dumb bitch, no, cannot, will not raise a boy.
Now let me hold on. Let me say this.
Will not raise a boy to be a man.
And that piggins back to what I said. When I'm not saying
females are not women.
No,
they got kids.
I'm not saying all.
And
they can't all women, females are not going to raise a child right, a boy right.
Hey, Deshaun, that's what it goes back what I was saying when I said not all. Most of the single women that will, not saying all, that do raise that boy or that man, they raise him to be the type of guy they wish they had. Meaning maybe the father is gone, anything like that. That single mother is gonna raise that boy to be what she wish she had.
Mm-hmm.
True.
That is my opinion and my take on it.
Now let me hold on.
There's so many guys in the NFL, NBA,
That ain't
in
got nothing to do
sports
with it.
that was raised with a single mother, that was raised right, got sent through college, got taught education.
And that's
But
the-
you're
and that's
not. But
And guess what? And they fall into the same stigma as their mother did. Now they done made this and did that.
That's good.
They done made to the same. It's a different echelon of people when you start talking about scenarios. You brought up sports. We wasn't talking about sports. Now, a single mother can raise a good man. She can raise, well, I'm gonna say a good son. She can raise a good son. She can raise a good daughter. At one point in life, that child is gonna figure out what they want to do, and guess who's gonna be the number one supporter?
The mom.
The mother.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna support this. The mother's gonna support this.
Yeah.
But is she gonna have all the answers? Is the father gonna have all the answers? No. So when it comes back to it, and like you want to put sports with this, don't put sports in it.
No, he was just utilized that and just bring it as an example.
Yeah, right.
And I agree with you.
When you get to the sports, guess what? Guess what the first thing a child gonna say when they making in sports to get money?
Gonna take care of their mom.
I want to take care of my mom, and guess
Yeah.
what? Half of them didn't have a mom. Some of them, which a lot of people don't know this.
And that goes back to this point he said.
Well, hold on. Whoa. Let's bring it back to a common ground. Let me ask y'all a question real quick, because this is good. This is good. Do y'all know anybody, whether indirectly or directly, or y'all grew up with them? Do y'all know anybody that was raised by their mother and father?
I know plenty.
yeah.
So what's let me start with you, Chris. Do you see any difference between somebody that was raised by mother and father opposed to just a single father or mother?
In some instances, I have.
Some that you can think of off the top of your head right now.
When I'm
talking about what you see.
and I can sum it up quickly. It's that rebellious kid. That rebellious kid can come from a mother-father house home.
Okay.
But they excited what the streets do.
Okay. I agree
And
with
they want to go and do that. They want to experience that as opposed to listen to what the parents say. Now, you have some with the parenting and the kid like, oh, I'm going to get my books and I'm going to do this here. I'm going to do it the right way. But then they might get a little bit rebellious later. And then you have some that have that spoon that I know what to do to be successful. I'm going to utilize my chance. That's what's been given to me. When you got others that will take advantage of things that's been given to them.
And go ahead. Well, I wanted to say this real quick. I will personally use me as an example. Like if I know somebody that has a mother and a father, I will be an example of somebody that, you can just speak for yourself. You was raised by a single mother, right? You was raised by mother and father?
I was different.
But who were you raised by?
I was different. I had mother, father, grandmother, uncles, and aunts. I had everybody because I was from back and forth from city to city. So I was different.
Right.
That's why even Dre will tell you I had an old spirit. I listened to old music. I put him on the damn Richard Pryor.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I had help from a lot of people.
But hold that point. Now, I know you was raised by a single mother. Marvin was raised by a single mother.
Yeah.
I was raised by a single mother.
Yeah.
Single mother. Do you know anybody that was raised personally by mother and father?
Yeah, I do.
You can name them off the top of your head? Don't worry about it. Who, can you tell me the difference between how they turned out and how somebody turned
From
out.
my perspective,
Yeah.
on this certain, well, it was really two individuals. I believe from having that mother and father in the household, and also, like I said, now again, I go back to what I said originally. A man can be in the household, but if he ain't being a man, then, but these individuals had strong black men in their house with a strong black mama, and that individual came up well-rounded. That's the word we use, well-rounded.
Structured.
Yeah, because he knew how to, let's say, grow up and deal with a woman, but he also knew how to put his foot down when it came to being a man and take care of his business. He knew how to go out and work, but he also knew how to come home and be a good man to his woman and his children. And he'll tell you in a minute he got there because he had his mom and dad in his life. And we as black culture, black people, we don't tend to have that. You know, like I said, most of us we didn't do you, Chris. We didn't help everybody. We had to fly here and go here. We had single individuals who stayed in our lives.
No, that's fine. But what I'm saying is,
They had a mama and daddy.
it's not about a mom and dad. It's what you were saying is
The question originated
it goes back to what he said, mother, father, whatever. Have the conversation without using race. Yeah, I had a strong black mama, I had a strong black.
Stop.
Hold
What I'm telling you is, this is universal thoughts, right? So I'm just speaking.
It's from his perspective.
Yeah, that's fine. That's what I'm
So
fine.
and we are ones who are in our culture are being known to be just raised with a single parent. You know, it's a joke out there in the joke world.
It's never a joke.
No, it's a running joke. It's a stereotype.
It's a stereotype, Chris. Like a white person will say, "Is the father there?" Like, you know, like it was surprising. They say, "Yeah." So my point is, Chris, it's society has been harder on us as the black men or black people because we don't have that in our life. So we have to grow up and see things for our own selves and teach ourselves.
I get
because I didn't have that father figure or whatever.
I get that, but you want me to? I don't want to do that. Damn. But
Just do it, Chris.
Hold on, Chris. Before you, hold on.
Do you not know that there's more?
Somebody might call.
Somebody calling?
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Do you not know there's more single white women than single black men?
It may be, Chris.
We're not getting into statistics.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't want to pull it.
Yeah, bro.
Be happy that you turned out fine.
I'm grateful.
You know, be grateful for who raised you.
We're not saying we're not saying I'm not
That
grateful.
is my
Chris.
whole concept.
And we'll get into the morality of whether or not it's a.
The question was how
You
do you see the
fade
difference between a person who's being raised by a single parent than a person having two parents? That was
Right.
the question.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
So
like
I'm
I
grateful.
said,
You said you ain't like I'm not saying I'm not
no,
grateful.
I ain't saying you weren't grateful. I just said I was fortunate to have even more.
Okay.
Right.
You know,
and
that's all.
like Sean said, hey, look, we here.
Yeah, and like
You know what I'm saying?
I understand that.
So-
I understand this and that. But the only thing I was saying was,
Mississippi. When we were growing up in Mississippi, everybody on our street except us had a mama and daddy in the house.
so that made you feel. So that
No. That's the question that's being asked. What I'm saying now.
Yeah.
Back then, my daddy, he used to come pick me up, and my mom and daddy got divorced, and we had to go out there. And then Eric came along, and it was his daddy, and this, that, and the other. But everybody on our street, it was a mama and daddy in the house.
So that what I was
was
saying. It kind of made
Every house had
that
at
make you
least
feel-
4 kids.
Okay,
Back to
so
what you were saying.
with a
So
mama
does
and daddy.
that
No
does
stepdaddy.
that make the kids feel a certain type way?
It probably do.
well, let me say this: a kid doesn't know what to feel about. Like if they have a feeling, they don't know where it's coming from necessarily until they get older and they start looking at past traumas and stuff like that. Most of the time, if they still dealing with it, they have to get somebody they need a mediator to take them back to a time when this feeling was familiar to them, so they could see where its pain came or trauma came from. Me personally, bro, just like he was saying, everybody had a mother and father, but one of the things that, and it don't necessarily have to be did you have a mother or did you have a father. The point where I was trying to get to is some people didn't have no male figures in their life. Period. All they had was women.
I get that.
Some people didn't have uncles, bigger cousins, stuff like that.
I get that.
So I didn't. My brother, he was more or less like kind of in the streets. So we never did really have that connection like that. I got one uncle, and he was always in the military my whole life, right? So I didn't have, he wasn't like there for me as it pertains to having somebody I can look up to as a male figure. Didn't have a father, but I had a stepfather, and I don't really count him. Yeah, it's funny because it's a running joke, like with our stepdad. It was, but I seen
like you had to almost raise yourself, or kind of, sort of, or.
Well, I'm gonna say this, me personally, I took on a lot, and this is just me being honest. I took on a lot of. I did what my mama told me to do, and I always was the type to pay attention to things that I don't necessarily. That's why I do the stuff I do now, because I'm always looking at. I'm paying attention to the things that I don't have like personal access to in my life. Like my mentor is somebody that I watch on TV.
I'm finna get
because I didn't have a personal mentor. Hold on. Hold your thought.
It's about you though.
Hold on, hold your thought.
Hold on,
But just hold your thought. Just hold your thought real quick.